The bank directory contains the addresses and valid control data, for example, the SWIFT code of all banks used in the SAP system. You can create the bank directory in the following ways. Automatic bank directory. You can automatically import the bank directory as long as it is available in the electronic data format and an import program exists for this data. Manual bank directory. You can create the bank directory manually using the required data. If a bank is set up in the bank directory, the basic data is always available. For example, when entering the bank information in a customer or vendor master record. To access the bank data, simply enter the country of the bank and the bank key. The system finds the name and address of the bank in the bank directory table. If the bank is not yet in the bank directory, it can be entered manually. It is then added to the bank directory if it has been added to the customer and vendor master record.
House banks are banks where we, the company code, have an account or accounts. Each house bank is represented in the SAP system by a house bank ID, and each account at that bank is represented by an account ID. These IDs are codes of up to 4 characters which can be alphanumeric. The house bank ID and account ID are then entered in a GL account master record which represents a bank account in the general ledger. Thus, the following relationship exists. Bank account at house bank to combination house bank and account ID to GL account.
In order to understand the importance and scope of the basic tasks associated with the maintenance of bank master data, it is essential to understand the connection between a bank account and the general ledger. It is possible to perform all accounting-based business transactions involving direct incoming or outgoing payments centrally in bank accounting. Although some people refer to a bank ledger, bank accounting is not really a sub-ledger component in the same way as accounts payable, accounts receivable, or asset accounting. In bank accounting, there are no sub-ledger master records. Instead, all bank accounts are represented by general ledger accounts.
SAP offers cash journals to manage petty cash. You can create cash journals that are uniquely identified by a 4-character code. Each cash journal must be assigned to one GL account, which represents the petty cash journal account in the general ledger. Cash transactions are saved separately in the cash journal and are transferred periodically, for example daily, to the general ledger.
The data entry screen for cash journal transactions is divided into the following sections. Data selection, where you select the time period of the data. Balance display, which displays the totals of incoming and outgoing cash and the beginning and ending balance. Accounting transactions, where you enter the cash journal transactions. A distinction is made here between cash payments, cash receipts, and check receipts. The offset account for each transaction and tax code, if required, is set up ahead of time in configuration. Accounting transactions are saved separately in the cash journal and are transferred periodically to the general ledger. The transferred transactions can be printed as a journal. A receipt can be printed for each individual transaction. This figure shows the possible types of cash journal transactions and their corresponding posting records. There can be many concrete accounting transactions with specified bank clearing accounts, revenue accounts, and expense accounts, all with a descriptive text. One example for a business transaction of the type expense posting is cash purchase of office supplies. Here the expense account office material is used. The accounting transactions are set up in customizing but can also be created directly from the application if a new accounting transaction is deemed necessary during daily operations. Although customer and vendor payments can be made using the cash journal, the payment does not clear the open item. This clearing is not done until a second step as part of the accounts payable or the accounts receivable. Use the menu path Account Clearing and select the invoice and the payment. Note: incoming and outgoing bank payments are not posted directly to bank accounts. They are first posted to bank clearing accounts. The bank clearing accounts are then cleared when processing the account statement from the bank.
The processing of incoming checks is handled differently internationally. The figure shows the two most common procedures based on IDES company codes 1000 Germany and 3000 United States. In Germany, payments are often made using bank transfers. In the United States, checks are the most common method of payment. For this reason, the number of incoming checks in Germany is relatively small and can be handled by the accounting department. In the United States, many companies use a special bank service, the so-called lockbox. This makes check processing considerably easier. Germany. The checks are sent directly from the customers to the IDES AG accounting department. The paid items are cleared. The checks received are posted to special incoming check accounts, and the checks and a check deposit list are sent to the bank. The bank collects the money from the customers and posts it to the bank account. The posting appears on the bank account statement, and the amount received clears the incoming check account in the general ledger. United States. The checks are sent directly from customers to the company's lockbox. The bank collects the money and records the checks and payment information in a logbox file. The bank sends this logbox file to the accounting department. By posting the logbox data, the paid items are cleared in accounts receivable, and the check amounts are posted directly to the bank incoming checks GL account.
Illustrated in the figure, the process for depositing checks is as follows. Scan incoming check. The incoming checks can be processed manually or with a check scanner. Display list of checks. After all checks have been entered, a list of checks to be deposited is available in the system and can be corrected if necessary. Print list of checks. The check deposit lists can be printed out and sent to the bank along with the checks. Create check-related postings. Batch input sessions are created from the check deposit lists and have to be processed in order to create the related postings. Post directly. Posting can be completed directly without a batch input session using a special post-processing transaction.
When posting a check deposit list, two batch input sessions are generated, the subledger session and the bank posting session. Both sessions must be processed in order to make the associated postings in the general ledger. Subledger accounting session. The subledger accounting session is generally processed from accounts receivable and clears the open items paid. The offsetting posting is made to a check clearing account. The items to be cleared are found based on the data included on the check deposit list provided, such as delivery number, document number, and so on. Bank posting session. The bank posting session is normally processed by the financial department or by cash management. They post check amounts to the incoming checks account. The offsetting posting is made to a check clearing account. The bank ledger accounting session should be processed first, so cash management receives the most up-to-date information in a timely manner. When processing the subledger accounting session, payment differences may, in certain cases, need to be dealt with manually. When using a logbox, the customers send their checks and payment information directly to the bank. The bank is paid a fee to input the data about the checks received. The bank saves the check and payment information in a file and sends it to the accounting department using data transfer, for example, data line or electronic document interface or EDI. The logbox file is recorded in the SAP system. The incoming checks account is posted to and the paid invoices are cleared. Complete payment information allows the SAP system to proceed reliably with the clearing. If the system cannot find an invoice to be paid, the payment information has to be processed manually afterwards using the post-processing function.
Companies get their bank statements delivered electronically by their banks early every morning. The automatic import functionality imports, processes, and transfers the bank statements according to the configuration settings. All these steps can be monitored in the Bank Statement Overview, a WebDin Pro application running in the NetWeaver business client. With the Bank Statement Overview, a single point of entry for the whole process around bank statement processing is realized. Bank statements of different formats are automatically imported into the system, processed, and if needed, transferred to local systems. Monitoring and exception handling are supported. After the import, different routines and algorithms try to do a matching between the incoming payments and the open invoices. Due to bad data quality, many items cannot be matched automatically and need to be processed manually in the enhanced post-processing transaction. A single-screen efficient user interface that provides all information and functionality that is needed on one screen. Benefit: improved user experience and user productivity. Finally, a log protocols all the steps the system has already proceeded to clear the open items. The needed business function is called fin_BL_EB_1, which is FIBL, importing and post-processing of the electronic bank statement. This business function is reversible. Summary: the functionality of electronic bank statement processing enables new functions for an automatic and mass upload of bank statements from one or more source directories. Also, the bank statements can be dispatched to other systems after upload. The post-processing transaction for bank statements brings a significantly improved user experience and user productivity. These enhanced processing options can centrally be accessed via the Bank Statement Overview.